YouTube. So today we are installing the Victron EasySolar box, and it's going to go on the wall here. I've been spending quite a bit of time making sure that the plans are right and that we can fit it into the van in a way that's going to take up as little space as possible. So in the box came the actual unit. We've got some cables there. Came with a mounting bracket. So it came with two separate manuals, one for the solar controller and one for the multi-plus inverter. And then it's got some generic instructions that are actually designed to go with the multi-plus, but obviously the mounting of this isn't that different. The other thing this comes with is the colour controller, which we'll have a look at in a second. So you can see here we've got the colour control panel, which this in itself is quite expensive to buy, so having it bundled in this bundle makes life a lot cheaper. Well, a little bit cheaper, not much. There's a switch here, so you can choose between charging only or charging and inverting. We've got breakers, so there's a circuit breaker here, and then we've got individual circuit breakers, and one of these will only work if you've got shore power plugged in. The rest of them will work. 4 of them will work quite happily either way. Let's have a look at the bottom. So you can see here we've got the solar charge controller, and that really is just the same solar charge controller you can buy as an individual unit, but it's bunged into the box and already wired into the charge controller. It's also got all the connections to the rest of it all done. So your solar panels go into these connectors here. AC in and outs, all of these. Let's have a little look inside. So this panel just pops off. There's a nice little circuit diagram here on the back. Here you can see you've got a breaker board panel here. There are cables connected from the charge controller down the bottom, these ones at the bottom, and they come through and route onto the inverter. Unfortunately, we're not going to have this operating for quite a while because the solar panels are going to be a while away, and so are the batteries. There's no point buying batteries until you really need them, so they'll be a little way away as well. So I'm going to try and take advantage of the thickness of this wall here. So if we were to just put the panel on the front here, we'd be wasting about 10 centimeters. So we're going to put several things inside this space. One of them's the EasySolar box. And the way we're going to do it is to use this piece of wood, which I've carefully cut on that angle there. So it will slot in perfectly into that space there, and we will bolt this through the wood at the bottom, and we will bolt it onto the top as well. Okay, so here's the plan. So we've got our backing board here. This is the mounting plate. So the hinges at the top, I have drilled out 2 of these holes so that a M8 size bolt will fit through there happily. We'll be screwing that on with the 4 screws. Now I discovered the way I'm bolting this onto the wall is using this new tool I've just got called a Rivnut gun. This is what it looks like, and this is a Rivnut, and what that does is it gives you a thread inside your wall that you can then bolt things onto. So I'll be putting 4 of these Rivnuts on where I want to put the hinges, and 4 more at the bottom, so we'll have 8 in total, which should be strong enough, I think. One problem I discovered: my drill only has a 10mm chuck, and so the biggest drill bit I can put in here is a 10mm drill bit. Now unfortunately the Rivnuts need an 11mm hole, so the solution was to go out and buy a step drill bit. So very handy, because you can use this on any drill that doesn't have a big chuck, and this particular one will go up to 12mm. So I just need 11. That will work a treat. If you're doing a lot of work in sheet metal, I'd highly recommend getting one of those bits. So that is nice and snug, and that will actually, once it's bolted in, will actually be resting on this bottom piece. So the weight is going to be distributed all along here and in the bolt holes that I put in and the bolts at the top. So it's well spread out. Let's have a go at mounting this on. I need to get the dimensions, the height of it. Alright, but that's what it looks like on the wall. Pretty solid, pretty big. It's going to be awesome. I've put a couple of extra screws at the bottom here just to make sure that it can't lift up, and it'll hold the bottom to the wall as well. And it's a bit further out than it should be, and you can see the bolts are down there getting in the way, so we will swap them out for some flathead ones probably, and then it can sit flush against the wall.